Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Real quick before we get into this video, I will be running a giveaway once we hit 2,500 subscribers on this channel. We are currently on 2,370, and if you do want that giveaway to happen, make sure to go ahead and slap that subscribe button. But with that being said, let's go ahead and hop straight into today's video, which should be an interesting one for not only me, but for you guys in the comment section as well. So getting straight into this video, everything I am about to say is just speculation and what we know so far. None of what I am about to say are facts. These are also going to be ideas that I'm going to come up with in my head of what I would like to see in Chapter 5. We know that they are going to be adding a new theater of war. We do not know exactly what it is, but the majority of what they've hinted towards is the Pacific Theater. There are some leaks. There's this guy named Temporal, I think, on Reddit. I could not find the Reddit post where he leaked a bunch of the weapons that will be well, not weapons, but vehicles that will be added in that Tides of War update. And it's a lot of, Japanese and American vehicles that have been found in the files that have been data mined. So it's more than 90%, that the Pacific Theater is going to be added to Battlefield 5 in the fall of 2019. But what I want to do in this video is I want to go ahead and speculate and come up with ideas of weapons I would like to see and maps and vehicles that I would also like to see being added in Chapter 5. So getting straight into the weapons, one of the weapons that I would love to see in Battlefield 5 in the Pacific Theater, Tides of War Chapter 5 update is the BAR. To me, it's a very iconic weapon. I've seen it in a lot of World War II films, that involve the US and the Japanese. I've seen it in a lot of video games. Call of Duty World at War being the main one. That's where I really fell in love with, the US versus the Japanese in World War II, and the BAR was one of those weapons that was in that game, and it was just so, I just remember it so much, like playing around, running around with that gun and just mowing people down. It was so awesome. So I would definitely love to see it 1000% added into Battlefield 5 with that expansion. The second weapon, and probably the most iconic weapon of World War II, has to be the M1 Garand. It's a weapon that a lot of people have been asking for, and a lot of people were surprised that it wasn't in the launch or in the game, when Battlefield 5 launched. Myself, I was like, this is probably the most, if not the most, one of the most iconic weapons ever. The fact that it isn't in this World War II game is kind of surprising, but I feel like they're doing that for a reason, to holding out that weapon specifically for Chapter 5, because imagine the hype that they would build around a trailer and an American soldier running around with an M1 Garand. A lot of people would go crazy. I feel like a lot of people would buy the game. It will definitely bring in new players. I just can't wait to have that gun in the game. Once you reload it and once you hear that little, like, once the metal pieces hit together, it's just an iconic sound. And I truly cannot wait to see that weapon in the game. We currently have the M1 carbine, which is, I think it's more than likely based off the M1 Garand, but like a shorter version from what I know. It was like for paratroopers, that weren't supposed to carry that much heavy equipment. So yeah, the M1 Garand would definitely be an awesome and perfect addition to Chapter 5. That Pacific Theater would just make it probably the best DLC we could get. Moving on into something that isn't a weapon, but it's something to me that screams World War II, or the Japanese Ghillie Suits. Again, from playing Call of Duty World at War, this has become something so iconic to me and something that represents World War II, especially the battles between the US and the Japanese. It would be so awesome to see, this theater of war implemented and represented properly, and I think one of the best ways to do that is by giving the Japanese forces, or the Japanese Empire, my bad, the options to wear ghillie suits. Do I think they'll do it? Maybe. They might have a little bit of issues with it though, with the visibility of players already being so bad in the game. Sometimes you'll run right past a player and you won't be able to see them because the visibility is just really bad in the game. I don't think they would want to add another level to make the visibility worse, but I can just imagine, if they add an island map, for example. I'm not even gonna give a name, but if they add a map on an island and you know you're using the ghillie suit and people just might run over you and they might not even see you, so they might not want that. But to me, that would be one of the best things that they could add. You know, something cosmetic that might affect the game in a little bit, in a little way, but yeah, the ghillie suits are something that I would definitely love to see. I want to know your guys' opinions as well in the comment section, so make sure to go ahead and go down there and tell me what you would like to see. And if you do agree with my list, we still got a couple more things to go ahead and go over, but yeah, Japanese ghillie suits would be perfect. Thing that I would definitely love to see in this 5th chapter are aircraft carriers. We currently have no naval combat in the game, which is unfortunate because in Battlefield, you know, there's always naval, air, land, every kind of combat, and the fact that we currently don't have it is pretty disappointing. And the fact that I don't really even see or hear people talking much about naval combat or them even asking for it in Battlefield 5 it's kind of, I don't know, worrying. But I feel like we are definitely going to be getting naval aircraft carrier ships in this upcoming chapter. Well, not upcoming chapter, you know, it's still down the road a couple months from now. I feel like they could definitely implement a lot of new game modes, maybe an air superiority game mode, you know, in an aircraft carrier, like, what was it called, aircraft carrier assault in Battlefield 4, on the, what was that DLC called, like the island one? It was so awesome. That was, oh, the Pacific something DLC in Battlefield 4. I feel like they could definitely do something like that for the 5th chapter in Battlefield 5. That would definitely be awesome, you know, just driving your airplane off the aircraft carrier and getting into a dogfight with a Japanese airplane or an American airplane. I feel like that would definitely give it that would bring a next level of immersion to Battlefield 5, and with the Frostbite engine, it would look so amazing. The game currently looks so incredible, and just fighting over the open ocean with a bunch of other planes flying around, shooting at each other and shooting each other down, would be so beautiful looking in this game. So definitely aircraft carriers are something that I do want to go ahead and see in Chapter 5. Moving on into what kind of maps we could be getting in Chapter 5, you know, a lot of island maps, ocean maps. I see a lot of people asking for Pearl Harbor, but what mainly happened in Pearl Harbor, from what I know, is like the Japanese obviously attacked, and there wasn't really much land fighting. The Americans obviously fought back, you know, with their anti-air guns and all that good stuff. But a Battle of Okinawa based map, you know, probably the bloodiest battle in the Pacific Theater, would be so incredible to see in Battlefield 5. Again, I mentioned it already, but with the Frostbite engine possibly being the best engine currently used out, you know, to make games look so good, I feel like a map based on the Battle of Okinawa would just absolutely destroy any kind of map that we currently have in the game. It would just be so awesome to be running around that island, you know, those jungles with an M1A1 Tommy gun, you know, did I just say M1A1 Tommy gun? You know, a Tommy gun, my bad. An M1 Garand, the Browning, the BAR, just all those iconic weapons from that era, and those battles would be so awesome to see on a Okinawa based map. It would just, oh my god, I'm just imagining it, you know, the traps, the bouncing betties, all that good stuff, the ghillie suits. It would just be so perfect. Maybe the balance of the game wouldn't be that well, it wouldn't be that good, but you know, storming up the beach and just getting absolutely mowed down by the enemy probably wouldn't be so fun, but it would definitely cause for some epic looking and beautiful looking scenes, and videos could be even made on it, and it would just, you know, bring something new and fresh to the game, and I definitely cannot wait. But what I want you guys to do, again, in the comment section down below, is tell me what you would like to see in Chapter 5, you know, the Japanese Empire versus the United States, which is more than likely going to be that update, and I honestly can't wait. I know I didn't go over some of the, you know, the most obvious things, like the Sherman tank, the Japanese tanks, the Chiha or whatever it's called, some of the Japanese weapons, like the Type 100, is it submachine gun? I don't completely remember, but yeah, I just mainly wanted to go over some of the main things that I would like to see in Chapter 5. So that's where I'm going to wrap this video up, guys. If you did enjoy this one, I know it's a little bit different, and I know I'm talking a little bit quiet. It's because it's currently 2 in the morning when I'm recording this. But yeah, make sure to go ahead and leave a like. Make sure to go ahead and leave a comment. Let's have a discussion about this, what you guys would love to see in Chapter 5. And most importantly, remember to go ahead and subscribe, because we are going to be doing a giveaway at the end of this month once we reach 2,500 subs. So with that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in tomorrow's Battlefield 5 video.